the channel for games, guides, and glitches. If you're a developer or publisher, feel free to contact me at the email, and to my regular viewers, please remember to subscribe, it really helps me out. Sunfall here with the guide for Protodroid Delta. This will be a glitch run. If you want the normal guide, that will be also on my channel, so feel free to use that one. So I've already gone ahead in the options, I muted it, and so we can continue with a new game.
So long as the sun shines, man will be able to develop power in abundance.
For this guide, I will be skipping all cutscenes. We have a little bit of prep to do before we can actually do the main glitch we will be utilizing. So for now, we just want to continue with the main game. The tutorial you can pretty much just run through. If we charge up our charge shot by holding RT, we can actually hold onto it. This has a unique glitch, it's quite funny.
Looking good out there, Delta?
So when we get up to this, when we go through the red thing, it will take away our meter, the purple meter, but we can still use the charge shot because we pre-charged it, and take this guy out. Then we just have to take out the other three. This will lower the barrier. Here we want to collect the dash ability. So here you want to push X to dash, and we gotta do it before we fall. In the tutorial for this level, we don't have to worry about fall damage, as you see here. So don't stress if you don't make it the first time, you've got plenty of time.
Well done, Delta.
Now we begin the second level of the tutorial, so again, we just want to run through it. During this guide, I will be focusing on killing enemies more than speed, as when an enemy dies, if they drop any cash, as you'll see here, it'll go up by 50. We can also use the wall trick if you haven't noticed. And now we move on to the third level. So with this level, we're actually going to be staying in it a bit. So this is the first prep of the glitch. The first prep, we require money, or currency, depending on what you want to call it. And this is the best way to get it. Take out all the enemies you see here. Hoping that they might drop something. And then we can cross. We can take this guy out. You don't need to be close to take out an enemy, you just need to aim in that direction. If you're far enough away, you'll still hit them. It's not always guaranteed though, so make sure you look for a hit marker when doing that. Then we can go up here and collect this. You want to shoot these till they die. You can also use a charge shot, but I recommend saving that for the group of 3 later. These guys will also drop currency, as you see here. So that's why we kill them. Easy kills, easy money. Then we jump across again. Now we take out these 3 with the charge shot. We require 2, that's why I said you really want to save it. We can't go up that way, we want to jump down here. This is where the big horde is. We're killing the enemies just for any extras we can get. Then you want to restart. I'll show it again, just so that you get the idea. So while this is going, I will say we do have to calculate how much we earn as well, because there are 3 upgrades you need to buy that are permanent, and they cost 2,000 each, so that'll be 6,000 coins that will eat into what you get. And now 25 to 30 minutes later of farming gets you about 10,000 coins, which is, in my opinion, 10 to 11,000 is enough, because you will be collecting coins in the later levels, but it's a your call kind of situation, because as I mentioned, you will need 6,000 for all 3 upgrades at the start. And by the time I do finish this level, I have about 11,000, so it leaves me with about 5,000 to continue with. And the upgrade we need to buy cost 500, so it does add up. I feel it was more than enough though, because I didn't need to grind later, but I do have a couple of areas not as good as this, and you can't revisit this area later, that I will show that you can try and grind for money if you get desperate. So we're leaving. I'm going to collect the coins from here, just to save time. As you can see, I'm leaving with 11,000, as I said, which I think is the perfect amount. Once you get here, as you'll see, we can't get back, so just make sure you are done before jumping over that. So we want to go into this special zone. So you want to collect both of those little orbs, and that will unlock the door. And basically we just want to get through the course while killing the enemies to collect their coins, if they drop any. If you get unlucky, they'll fall off the map like that second one did, and there's no getting it back when that happens. So we just want to jump across, and then we can jump down here into the next one. And then when we jump here, we'll have two enemies spawn. So for this one, you can jump over them if you want, or you can jump over to the left, or you can do a jump and then a return jump. It's pretty easy to dodge, thankfully. This is just like a tutorial of special zones. As you can see here, no fall damage. So we can get the first button, the second button, and then we can take advantage of the no fall damage and get teleported back. This will allow us to get the other two buttons. Two enemies will spawn. One might just jump off the map. If that happens, they're gone. No need to worry about them. And one last one up here. And with that, we can go to the meter upgrade, which is right here where I'm shooting. That'll complete Special Zone 11. So now we can just finish this level. This part will be a moving section, so you just want to stick to the right first because there will be an enemy. So we want to wait here for it to create through the wall, so that way we can just jump around and avoid it altogether. There will be an enemy that spawns as soon as we get around the ward. Ignore the guy with the shield, it's just easier to continue on. There'll be two guys that spawn here, so just quickly get rid of them, and then we can continue. And right here will be our health, so if you lost a little bit of health, you'll be able to get it back. Here will be a cutscene, so just attack the enemies.
It's an ambush!
And that's the tutorial completed. So we can go into the item lab, and with our 11,000 we can buy the 3 upgrades, Magnetite, Plus Guard and Acceler Charge, and that'll leave you with 5,800. And we can go into the first level Radiant Bay. The second part of the prep for the glitch is now we have to get to the level with the ability we need. So at the moment we just need to get through this level. There is a special zone in this level, but we're going to ignore it and come back later once we've got the glitch all set up.
North.
As you can see, there's 4 damage now. So just be careful with your jumps. As you can see, the magnet already comes in handy. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to collect that bunch of coins. So for this part, go and collect the coins, but do not go into the special zone right there. We'll come back for that later. So this will be a staple thing that I do. You can actually jump on these, and then just jump on the next one. And if you don't miss, jump to the end. Use this trick often in levels. Just saves that little bit of time and trouble. For this part, I do recommend getting rid of the guy with the shield. It'll require you to dodge the thing that's moving back and forth, the laser. But it's better to get rid of these guys than keep them around, as they will knock you off. All you have to do is raise up their shield, let it disappear, and then they're vulnerable. And we can go to the finish. So now we're on to the next level. We just need to continue making our way. So for this part, I take a bit of a slow approach to killing these guys. You probably could just use a charge shot. So these little platforms that are green, when you jump on them will turn yellow, and then red. Red will do damage, so you can't stay on them too long. So for this part you want to wait for the laser to leave, and then once it does you can get past on the right here quite easily. So this is timed platform, so when it starts flashing you want to jump onto the other platform. If you get just the right distance, you can hit them without them giving you any enemies. It's hard to do though. So I recommend charging up a shot for this next bit and going for the guy right in the middle. If you can get rid of him first, it'll save you a lot of trouble. Then charging up another shot so you can get rid of this guy before he creates any of the shields. There is a checkpoint just up ahead, so we will get health back, so we don't have to worry too much. So up here we just want to take our time taking out the enemies. Activating this guy is not ideal, as you can see here. If that happens, you just want to jump to the platforms and take him out, rather than try to fight him on the moving platforms. His reach and your reach are two different things. He can reach a little bit farther than we can. So when we get up here, we'll have another guy. If you lean out just slightly, like so, without falling down, you can take him out, and he won't be able to. Then we can head down here, and through this. This also heals us, which is nice because there's a health thing right there. So when we get here, we want to time it so that the platform pulls us up, that platform to the left. So I'm just trying to determine the best distance and time my jump. And once you're up here, you just need to dash. And that'll get you the ability that we've been after.
Delta, my scan.
Now we just have to head to the end of the level and then we can begin our glitch run, which will be epic. So before we head to the end of the level, we will be going back a little bit to the special zone. Just like another level, we skipped the special zone because I wanted us to have the ability. That way leads to the end of the level, and this way leads to the special zone. A little bit of info, special zones are treated like another area, so when you enter them, everything in this level resets, including bad guys. But it's okay, because this gives us a chance to learn the glitch. So in these special zones, all of them have no fall damage, and we can take advantage of that. As you see, when you fall, you respawn back up the top. So what you need to do is fall, and just before you respawn, hit the dash. Once done correctly, you'll hear that sound, and you'll respawn in the air like so. And then we just need to go to the end of the level. So there are objects in the world that are solid, and they can either push you down or push you up. So you want to try and avoid them. If you're following my route, if you're trying to find your own, you might have to restart a few times if you push yourself down when you intend to go up. So right here we'll push ourselves up, and then we'll test if it's enough. And as you can see here, slightly too low, so just raise yourself up a little bit. And then we can go to the meter upgrade. Nice and simple. So now we just gotta make our way to the end of the level. It's not too difficult. Of course, we'll have to deal with the enemies that have respawned, but hey, it's another chance to get some coins, so no complaints, right? This will take us to the next area, and we'll hit the save zone. So right here, I just wanted to show you the items menu. You have to push start to use any items, so if you buy a health upgrade or energy meter upgrade, or refill I should say, then those are how you use them. This is important for later. Right here, that finishes the level. onto the boss. So before we begin the boss, we want to exit. We have to do some prep, because now we can do the glitch. We want to go into the item lab with RT. And then we want to purchase the saving grace. You want to purchase all three. This is where the money aspect comes into play. You cannot restart when using these, so if you use it, make sure you do not restart, because you will lose it if you restart. I figured I'd tell that pre-warning. So as you can see here, we got 4 damage. So we can use saving grace. And then you'll see we'll have no fall damage. So if we pull off the glitch like so, we can just run around like this. Ignore him. And straight to the exit. Oh look, we beat the boss. Or did we? Thankfully there's no boss achievements, so we don't have to beat them. Not the first boss anyway. The second boss we do have to traverse. First boss we can skip. But now we're on to the 3rd level of this world. So with the feathers, you can use them at the start of the level, but sometimes what I'm doing is I'm going to somewhere first before I use the feather. The feather will prevent fall damage, so if you just want that extra little bit of protection, you can use it early. Other times, I will recommend not using it at all, because we're planning to go to a special zone first, and if you go to a special zone first, and you've used a feather before entering the special zone, when you come out of it, it's like restarting. You won't have the feather effect, so it's up to you when you use the feather, but try and use it for the optimal use. Like right now, you could activate it if you wanted, as we're just getting to an ability zone, not a special zone. And basically I just want to show it off here in use, and then I'll show you what to do to get to the end part of this part. So we jump off. And once it's activated, as you'll see here, I'm just going to run off to show you. We can basically skip this whole entire part. So now that I've shown you that, I'll show you how to get up higher so that we can just slide through it pretty quickly. We will have to get hit to drop, and that's one thing I'll talk about here. So enemies, if they hit you while you're in the glitch, you will drop. This is actually to our benefit because we can use this to help us out. So you want to run against that wall, then come over here, an enemy will spawn that puts a circle around us. He will knock us, and then we'll fall over here. Now we just have to make our way to the upgrade while taking out the enemies. I could have waited for the robots. They can enter any area as long as they are following you. It's very helpful, that fact. Once you make it over here, you just need to fight all the enemies. There is health near the tree, but wait till you're done with fighting to collect it. And then we can just go up and talk to Android to get the next ability.
Android! A welcome sight is...
And in some levels, we will be using 2 feathers, because we will be using 1 feather to get to the special zone, and then 1 feather to get to the exit. It all just depends on the level itself and what it requires. There is one level where the trick doesn't work, so we will have to do that level normally. So right here is when we want to do the glitch. It's a bit higher, so it's harder to hit, because you're falling for longer. But once you nail it, like so, you'll be able to just run this way, straight to the special zone. So here's the special zone, and sometimes enemies won't be able to hit you, like these guys for example cannot hit you. So the best thing to do is go to a spot, for example up here, where you know the enemies will spawn. Now you could just get them to hit you there and then come back, but I'm a patient person, so I'm happy to wait for them to come over to me. Then we can head into the special zone. Some special zones will be the same as a level, so we have to go through some of it before we activate the glitch. And sometimes we'll be activating it more than once, just to get through faster. This is one of those levels, so we want to go through here till we get up higher. Then we want to do it here. And then we can just run straight through. So this case we're too low, so we want to raise ourselves up. You want to make yourself over here and then push yourself up. We have to push ourselves up a little bit high to get back in the area. So just use these rocks to push yourself up high enough. And then we'll go over here. I did try to get past them, but unfortunately they won't. But this enemy will knock you down and you'll have to kill them. It's very hard to avoid the circles. But we can jump off again and activate it. Once it's activated, we can raise ourselves up again. And then we can head through. We will get knocked down again, right here, and we will have to do it a third time. Raise yourself up just a little bit, then we can head through. And collect the meter upgrade. So now we can just head to the finish, take out a few enemies and collect the coins if you want. This will help build up your bank and stop you from running out of money. I never had to grind for coins after doing it in the tutorial for how long I suggested, so that's why I did suggest that time. So if you do get low on coins, there will be a couple of levels further in. There's one in the second world that's really good to grind money in the sense that it's quicker. You get less, but it is quicker. It just requires restarting, moving forward a little bit, and then restarting. You get about 40 at a time, which is not bad. So now this will be the boss, one we have to beat. So there's two options, well technically there's three options you can do. You can verse the boss with no items whatsoever and beat them, that's what I do. You can go back to the main menu and we can go to the next world, that's an option, and you can come back to the boss later when you're more powerful. And you can also buy the health upgrade, which is the first upgrade. I'm just replacing my feathers. With the health upgrade, it works just like the feathers. You have to pause the menu and then you can select it. So basically, if you were to get very low health, you could then use it and continue the boss fight. The boss fight isn't too much trouble. It's probably the hardest one in my opinion though. It requires a lot of dodging. You want to use the yellow things so you can do the charge shots when you're low. You could also buy some so that way you can charge up that way, but I don't think it's really necessary. With this shot you just need to make sure you keep moving to dodge it. I like to stick at the back so that way I can just jump over it LB and X, if you get it in, is a good move to do while she's on the ground. Charges up your charge shot pretty well, while also doing a decent amount of damage. And when she's finished, you'll get an achievement, so congratulations.
I see now.
Remarkable. A CPS 9204 optical.
Want to go to the first world? We haven't forgot about this one, because if you remember, we skipped the special zone, so we're going to go do that now. So we want to go up here into the special zone. So again, when you finish the special zone, if you want it to keep the meter upgrade, just finish the level. You're pretty close to the exit anyway. Or you can just quit like I did after you get the achievement. So for this one we have to get a bit higher before we activate the glitch, so just take out these enemies. I want to head this way. This is probably one of the harder special zones, just because at the end there's not really any protection or platforms, which I really disliked. I think it should have been made a bit easier at the end than it was. And then right here is where we can get back in. Then we can just follow this pathway, avoiding the red obstacles obviously. And you can stay here and kill these guys if you like, and then when you come over here kill the next lot that spawn, and then this guy will make us drop. And then you could head back and redo the glitch and then continue through that way, or you could do the end part like you're supposed to, which is jumping on the platforms like so, which is what I'm going to do. It might even be possible to raise yourself high enough that you get to the end and then drop from these enemies. But once we collect the meter upgrade, we're done with this one. So again, if you want the upgrade, just finish the level, and if you don't, you can just quit. With that, we can go to the second level, Durbin. So with Durbin, we're going to be getting to the special zone first, and then doing the feather to get to the end of the level. The level, as you can see here, has a drop right at the start, but it's not very good. So that's why I'm not worried. And then as you're going through the level, you'll see that it's a little complicated, so there's not really a way around it. You could activate a feather early just if you wanted the effect of no fall damage. That's again your call, because once we go into the special zone, it will remove it. My jump pad was not working. That was weird. I don't know why it wasn't working. do a charge shot on this guy for the next one, so that way we can just get rid of him. He's a nuisance otherwise. When we jump over here, we will have a cutscene conversation. So coming up is a new bad guy. This guy generates a pulse gun kind of shot, and it can do some serious damage, even sometimes one-shot you, depending on how low your health is. So make sure to avoid that. As you can see, it's pretty powerful. So we want to take out these two guys with shields, because they're generating a protection cover for him. Then we want to get him to fire his ray so that way he doesn't hit us. And then take him out. The reason I specifically mention him is because later we will have a section where we're having to cross, and there'll be a ton of them, so you'll be doing a lot of charge shots to take them out. Remember to kill these things because they're easy coins if they drop any, and all you have to do is shoot them a bunch. Again, you can do charge shots, but and we just have to make our way to the elevator kind of thing. This will take us down to the platform I mentioned earlier. This isn't the platform with the bad guy that I was mentioning, but it is one of the platforms we will need to cross. This will have a bunch of different enemies. Then charge shot these two, and behind us we can recharge our charge shot. Then you want to charge up your charge shot and go to the right, and we want to kill him after he spawns, and you see the lock on. If you do it too early, the attack won't kill him, so you have to wait till the lock on. Then there's a guy on the left, and then there's a guy on the right and left. As you can see there, I did it too early, so he didn't die. Then there'll be a guy to our right, and a guy to our left. And then we just have to kill this guy normally, because he should be out of power shot by then. And we can charge up here. Power shot this group here twice. Collect the currency, and then we can go into the special zone here. So we can activate the special zone right from the spawn location. And then we can head over here to raise ourselves up. You want to head this way. This is to avoid enemy spawns. raise ourselves up by running into these. And then here we've got to raise ourselves up just enough, not too much. So raise yourself up a little bit and then check. And if you're not raised up high enough, you'll need to raise up just a little bit more. As you can see here, not high enough. So we come into this spot and just raise yourself up that little bit more. And now we're high enough to run straight to the meter upgrade. Now you should use the feather here. I was going to, but then I decided, you know, I'll wait to use the feather. And then I do a funny thing because I didn't do it there. And because I didn't do it there, I forgot to activate it. Number 1 rule, never forget to activate the feather. But we can do the glitch now, right here. And this allows us just to run straight to the exit, so if you follow my route, you should be good and not get hit by any enemies. And that finishes this level. This takes us to level 2. Level 2 is another one. We'll be going to the special zone first and then activating the feather. But for the activation spot, it's a little bit further away because I want to show you a spot where you can grind some currency if you need it. So when we get over here, there'll be a bigger guy with 2 shields. So you want to take out the first one. You could drag him to where you were, and if he gets too far away from this, it will stop giving him a shield. Or you can just destroy it and then destroy him, which is the option I choose. So we want to do 2 power shots on these guys. So when we go down here, we'll have 2 guys spawn. So you just want to take them out as they spawn, while dodging the laser. You could use a charge shot for this instead of melee, but I'm going with melee. Come over here to collect some coins before we leave. Then we can go into the special zone. So this one's a little bit higher up, so it takes a little bit more attempts to get. But once you get it, we can head this way. And this will be one of the instances, instead of going up, we need to go down, because we're too high. So you want to come over to this rock here, and you want to make sure it knocks you down. And then we can run over and an enemy will spawn, and then we just gotta let them hit us and we will be able to collect the meter upgrade then. So now we can continue, and we'll be coming up to the point I said that's good for getting currency if you need it. So when we jump on these, we want to jump on the left here to get onto the lasers. When we get here, there'll be a shield generated for these 2 guys. So we just want to take out him first, then the shield, then the bigger guy. Take out these things because it's an easy kill and they might generate some cash. We can hit both the orbs. So right here you'll see there's 4 coins. So once we hit the save spot, you want to restart, and when you load back up, you'll collect 2. you have to move a little bit forward to get the other two. The only downside of this one is that the guys behind us will respawn, and so they can shoot you even though the barrier's back up. And that's one you can do to get more coins, and it's one you can come back to as well if you're low. And we want to just shoot 2 charge shots to get those two quickly. And then when we get up here we can do the glitch. So we're going to be falling down to the bottom here. So make sure you activate the feather if you haven't. Once you activate it, we can head this way. You can stop near some coins sometimes, and thanks to the magnet still pick them up. Very handy. When we go in here, a bunch of enemies will spawn that can follow you. Before I let them follow me, I'm going to head to the exit just to show you where it is. So the exit is right here, so you'll need to position yourself about here, and then when you get hit by them, you'll fall into the exit. So this one in particular has a little bit of a bug. It's interesting. So when you do lure them out, make sure you only have 1 or 2. You don't want all of them. See, right now we've got 5, and the faster ones, they can work really well, and it's much nicer to use them, but unfortunately the slower ones are behind them, so it's better to take out the faster ones. And then we can leave the other 2, or take out one of them, and set ourselves up. As you'll see here, I'm going to get more damage even though I'm finished. And that's why I recommend killing, because I don't know if they might do enough damage to actually kill you that it might cause some kind of issue. So we want to get more feathers, so we'll head to the exit and go to the item lab, and we can buy more saving grace feathers. This is a boss we can skip. This isn't the end world boss. We still have level 3 to go, and then the boss. Once we get the glitch, you want to come over to here and raise yourself up. Now, I've done some testing. You don't have to raise yourself up as high as I do. You can actually do it with just a little bit of height. So about there would be good. But I raise myself up just a little bit higher. Nice work on beating the boss. So this will take us to the third world. So the third world, you want to activate the feather straight away, just because it's a big world. And we can actually take the feather. This will be a 2 feather mission. And we can take the feather from one point to the special zone, And then from the special zone, we can take it to the exit. Do we want to charge up here? Because that'll be one of the blaster guys. And then next to him is this guy. This guy can do some serious damage too. So I use charge shots on them as well. Take out the shield and then use the charge shot on him. Then we want to head this way. And then we can run down here. When we get up here, we'll have some enemies to fight. As you can see, one of them spawned already. He'll have his 2 shields, and you can't really do anything while he's got shields. Thankfully, there's health right here. So now we're in the perfect spot, so now we can do the glitch. And so we want to come over here, and it will be a little confusing and disorientating for you. But we want to go through the walls like so, and then we want to go this way. This is back the way we came, and over this, and then we want to head to here, and you want to go to this side specifically and raise yourself up like so, and stop here. Then we want to head this way, avoiding that, and around like so. As you can see, this is another part here, and we're skipping that entire part, so it's really nice. And you want to find this wall here, and you want to go around it like so, and then we want to head in like so to the left, and we'll find a raised part of ground right here. We want to raise ourselves up. At this point, it's very specific. You want to go down this way. You'll hit the wall, and you want to go to the right, like so, and this will bring us back into the level, and we can run straight into the special zone. So we can activate the glitch, and then raise ourselves up using the ramp and head to the left. As you can see, we don't have the height right now, so to fix that, we want to come over here and use the rolly thing. Then you want to head over here, avoiding the enemies that spawn. And then they'll hit you so that you can collect the meter upgrade. So now that we're out of the special zone, you can activate it further. I'm going to wait because we do need to get somewhere first, and I'll activate it then. So there will be a bad guy coming up, just ignore how badly I failed at trying to kill him. So when we jump over here, we will have 2 of the laser guys, so you want to do a charge shot so that way it's ready. So right here when we jump over, the first one will spawn. Charge another one up, then we can jump over. And when the next one spawns, wait till you see the lock on and fire. And then we can cross without any issue. So there'll be 2 enemies that spawn here, deal with them before we start crossing. So right here, walk forward till you get to the treadmill. I didn't. I activated the feather and then activated the glitch, and it pulled me back here because it hadn't created a checkpoint yet. So make sure you get up to the treadmill right here and then do the glitch. And then from here we can race to this spot here and race ourselves up with the treadmill. This will get you the new power upgrade.
Android? What a pleasant...
And then to fall down, we just have to get one of the red things to hit us. So you just want to cross and get to the exit normally. If you do the glitch here, it won't work for crossing. So right here you'll need to charge up. Then charge up again. And this next guy we gotta shoot and still keep moving. Done right, you will land on his platform and be able to cross like so, and hit the finish line. So now we have to go back to the main menu to recharge our feathers. This is the boss fight again, so again you could leave this till later once you've got all the power-ups, then come back and do all the bosses. Or you can also buy the upgrades. The choice is yours, but I'll again be doing it without them. This is one of the easier boss fights per se. You just have to avoid his attacks. When it comes to the whirlwind like that, we can't attack him at all, so just let him tire himself out. He does a smash attack. If you can try and get some attacks in with LB and X, then go for it. It'll also charge up your meter very fast, so that way you can do more charge shots. He'll eventually start throwing out shields. You want to avoid them, they can do some serious damage. And he also does slam attacks leaving a fire trail, so you just want to get behind him if he's not standing directly on it to get a few shots in. He'll also do the fire spear with the circles. The circles will do some damage. This is a chance to get yourself some extra melee hits when he does that. Just keep an eye on your health, obviously. And if you have a health recharge, when you get low, just use that. Should be no trouble. Still want a chance to melee him to death, so I took it. So with that, you beat the boss. Congratulations, and we'll be able to move on to the next world, Eldinburgh.
Huh? Oh, great.
So Eldinburgh has one level where we can't use the glitch at all, so you'll have to do it normally. But it's not this level. This level will be a 2 feather level, so you want to drop down here and activate the glitch. We're going to be going to the special zone. Right here you want to raise yourself up, and then you want to make sure you raise yourself all the way up when you get through the ground here, just on this edge. Make sure you're raised all the way up like so, and then we can head over here. The reason for this is you need to be the right height to reach the jump pad. Then we want to come over here and use this jump pad. Then from here we want to activate the glitch again. Then we want to go this way, and we're going to be using the jump pads again. So the jump pads to the special zone are not the right height, but the jump pad here is, so just use it and then go to the right, and then we can jump up to the special zone. So for this special zone we want to do a little bit of it to get to a certain spot, and then we'll be doing a little bit more of it just because it's one of those ones where we can't exactly do the glitch from point A to point B. See, as you can see, the fall is very long, so I like to jump up here and do it here because the fall is much shorter. It will put you back here, so you will have to jump back up. In my opinion, it's quicker and much easier. So we want to use this tree here to knock ourselves up. I went to the wrong platform here. I'm like, oh, this isn't right. We want to use this one over here. This will raise us up. And then over here we can go to the third one. Again, this will raise us up. Then we want to activate the bad guy. The reason for this is this guy over here. The reason for that is that this platform that we're going to go on has a tendency to bug. It actually worked a little bit before it bugged out. So this guy will knock us down just to make it easier so we can use it. Take out this guy, and we can grab the meter upgrade. Congratulations. So for this part, we want to drop down, head over here, and when this falls, we want to go to the right, and then when this falls, you want to jump and then dash. Use this as cover and just get this guy whenever he's vulnerable, or you can wait till he's vulnerable, come out and melee him. The choice is yours. Then we can shoot this guy. And we want to go up here. We need to get up here, as you can see, to get to the exit. So if we head up here, first I'll activate the feather. And as you'll see here, bad guys spawn. That's why I don't particularly like that area. If you run over this way though, we get put back there and we don't have to worry about enemies shooting us. So that's why I prefer to jump on this side. You still have to go to the other side to activate the point that we want to land on. It is a little bit difficult to time, but thankfully you don't lose any health or anything, so you've got plenty of times to try. But once you get it, we can come over here and push ourselves up. And now we're at the height of this part of the level, as you can see. So we can head straight to the exit. And that finishes this level. So this level we'll be heading to the special zone, and then from the special zone activating the feather. So right here is our second point. That is a good farm spot for coins. We will come back and farm it after the special zone just to show you. So here is the special zone. So for this one we can fall off pretty much straight away and activate it. And then right here is where we want to go to. We'll get knocked down. So leave one enemy alive that can hurt you. There are some enemies following you as well, so if you accidentally kill all three of these, you'll just have to wait for the enemies that are following you. So now we can just do the platforming section. And collect the meter upgrade. This is where we can activate the feather. Before we do, I'll show you the spot. So This is where we can farm coins, and we have to go here anyway, so I suggest at least taking advantage and getting a few extra coins. There's a nice save point up above, so it's a good spot to farm some coins if you need them. So the glitch, which I've forgotten to activate the feather. Number 1 rule, don't forget to activate the feather. It's just here, we want to activate it by jumping off this, and it'll load us back up here. Once you get it, we can head this way. Till we get to this rock, and you want to go upwards like so. And then we want to go to the left and upwards like so. Then we'll come over to the right here, and again upwards. And then we can go over here. We do have to let the enemy hit us so that we can drop onto that. So when they spawn, the enemy shoot you. And then we can go into this. We do have to do this normally, but we don't have to worry about fall damage, so it's not too bad. This will give us our next upgrade.
It's good to see you again, Android.
So I want to melee this guy once we've taken his shield down with a power shot, because he'll be a pain otherwise. And for this part you want to hold in A so you can get the height to jump up. And then we want to head up to here. And this is where we'll be doing the glitch. So we want to head this way. And as you can see, the barrier is here. We want to go across to the right here to get past it and then go up. And you want to come over here, go up again. And then over here we want to go up. Before we go back, I'll show you. We can't go here because the barrier prevents it. So what we need to do is go back this way. And then we can pretty much run to the exit. And then like so, go straight to the exit. So now we're at the first boss fight for this area. So we want to activate a feather. And then we want to jump down. For this one you want to go around, give it a bit of a wide berth. And then you can just run for the exit and it'll bump you up itself. It'll put us on the third level of this world. So for the third level of this world we have to do the level normally. This is the one I warned about. The glitch doesn't work well with this level. So just proceed through the level like you normally would. There will be an upgrade we need to get. So we will stop and do that when we get up to it. So we teleport in here, which will bring us higher, and we're getting closer to the ability upgrade and a save spot. So the save spot is here, and then if we go this way, we'll be teleported to a new area. This is where we can get the ability upgrade once we run through it. When you make it here, we just have to get up here, and we have a nice little trick. You can jump here, and then you can just jump across. Now all you have to do is get past this part. So you want to stick to one side and then switch to the other when the laser comes. There'll be health if you need it at the end.
Delta.
And there's your upgrade. Gives you a charge shot with increased power, so if you haven't finished any of the bosses yet, that'll really help you out. So we're getting close to the special zone. So we want to make our way higher. Get a blast shot ready, because we will have an enemy to deal with. Once he's taken care of, we can then do the glitch. Once you succeed, we can head this way. Push ourselves up. Then use the tree to push ourselves up. Use the rock to bump ourselves a little bit. Then we can come over here. Stand just here. The enemy should shoot you down. And then you can collect the meter upgrade. Now we just want to make our way to the end of the level. And then when we get through this, we'll have a little bit more to do. But we're on the home stretch for the exit. So again, this bad guy's not too difficult. You just have to dodge their attacks. They will do an attack where some enemies appear. You could use this as a chance to gain some energy, but I prefer just to rely on attacking when they're close. This is a move you really want to just try and keep dodging it, but it is difficult. Once you finish them, congrats. That's another boss down. So now we have the grand level. So this is one of those ones where we'll be going to the special zone first. With these guys you want to aim for the red one. The red one destroys all the others.
Soleil.
Charge up a power shot, so that way when we get up here, we can take them out quickly. They're an ice creator, so they create a row of ice, and they can create multiples very fast, so it can do a lot of damage very quickly. Want to charge up again for this guy? This guy you can kill from here, so that way we don't have to risk falling, but you've got to be careful to dodge his attacks. Be very careful, you can sit on the edge like so while you wait for the last one, and you won't be hit. Then we can hit a checkpoint, and then we can collect some currency. And then we can go into the special zone right here. So we can do the glitch at the start. And then we want to go over here use the ramp to go up, so this ramp here, then move onto this and go up. Be careful not to get shot. Unfortunately, the trees aren't solid, as you can see. We want to use this to bump ourselves up a little bit more. And then we want to very carefully use this rock. So you want to wait till you've got the opportunity to go up like so. And then you can use it to knock you up. And once you do that, you can run to the end. And this is where I'll show you the black hole guys. So they actually raise us up every time they fire, as you can see here. I'll let him do it a little bit. So now I'll kill him. So these guys can't reach us because of the distance, so we actually have to go closer to them. The reason the black hole guy is important to know about is because in one level we will be using him. Congrats on completing this special zone. We can collect the currency, then we can use a feather. Now we want to head this way and to the left to use the ramp to go up. So we actually want to use this to pump ourselves up. This will give us the height of this platform here, so that we can get shot and fall down, and then we can head into the next area. The next area is a ability zone, so basically you'll fall down these holes when they flash, and each level has bad guys. On this one here, you want to stand to the side, and then you want to wait till you see the one underneath flash. Then you can fall through and you'll hit both and go to the ground. We're going to use that trick a little bit.
Delta.
And we can collect the ability, which is double jump. And we can continue. So now you've got two options. You can either just go to the exit, or you can set up the glitch still. I'm choosing to set up the glitch, but the exit isn't that far. And then sit to the side here so when we get shot down we can collect the currency. And then we can hit the exit. So this level is a level that we'll be going to the special zone first again. So you just want to make your way to the special zone. We can head to the right, and there's the special zone. So this special zone, we can pretty much activate it straight away. Now we want to head this way to be bumped up. Once we've raised up enough, we can head to the meter upgrade. So now we want to activate the feather. So once we've got it, we can head over here, and you want to make sure that the black hole guy spawns. Then you can sit at the wall, and all we have to do is wait for him. Just make sure you're aware that the other enemies don't fire at you, and all we have to do is wait for him to raise us up. Once he raises us up enough, the guy will spawn, he will shoot us, and then the platform will activate, taking us up higher. So we can hit the save point, and then we can repeat the glitch. And we're basically going to be doing the same thing again right here, waiting for these two to lift us up. That's just because there's a certain point where we need to get high enough that we can get past it without having to worry too much. Now, if you want to raise up higher than that, I'm just going now because I figure that's enough for now. Because it's not enough to get up to the next part, but it's enough to get past this part. So I can get shot down, and then I can do it in another spot. We need to keep one alive, and the jumping guys are useless, so kill them. And then once you've got one left, let him hit you. And then take him out. And then we can get on top of the platform here, which will take us to the top and the exit. It would take too long using the black hole method to get to the exit. That's why I stop where I stop. So right here we have a boss fight, and straight away we can use a feather. And then from there we can go to this side here, and just around to the side of these is the tree we can climb up, so we just get a little bit of height like that, and then we can go straight to the exit. Boss fight done. So now we'll be on to level 3 of that world, and then after it the main boss fight. So we want to get some more feathers because we're actually out. So just go to the item lab and stock up on the saving grace. And then we can head back to the level. So I just want to head ahead a little bit because we're going to get some height. We can use the feather here, and then we can activate the glitch right here because the height is good. Once you're in the glitch, we can hit this right here. Just be careful not to be got by either of the spawning enemies. Once I see the lock on, then I go. Because where we gotta drag them is just here, so it's not too far. You want to make sure you land on this spot here. And then we can cross to the special zone. So this is one of the more complicated special zones. So we want to follow the main way to do it originally first for a little bit. So I just do it from here. And then we can race through. Then use the rollers to keep yourself getting pushed up more until you get to the end. And then we just need to be shot to drop down and collect the meter upgrade. Congrats! Now we just have to get to the end and that'll be the level done. And you can collect the coins and head to the exit. So this will be the last boss, and if you haven't done the other bosses, you'll have to do them, but it shouldn't take too long with this guy. I think he's the easiest of the bosses. When the floor changes to yellow, you need to try and make sure you're not on it, because it'll go red and then do damage. He stands around a lot, so he's really easy to melee with LB and X. And that way you can get your charge shot in. Place a lot of good charge shots hits on him, and you'll finish him in no time. As you can see here. Once you've finished all the bosses, if this was your last one, congrats. And once you've finished all the bosses, if this wasn't your last one, you'll unlock the next area.
Doctor? What's wrong?
So this area can only be done once you've completed all the bosses. Make sure you got all the saving graces. And this is Capital City. So this will be a two-parter, so we need to use 2 feathers. So use the first feather. Then we can use the roller to knock us up the rest. And then we can run through. So right here we need to be hit. And then we can cross. Now you could do it here and skip around actually doing the object, which is to avoid the invisible walls, but I figure because the special zone is so close by, just get it done. And now that we're at the other side of it, we can head to the special zone, which is just down here. So with this special zone, we want to head up here and we want to take out these enemies. And then we can fall down. And these platforms here will raise us up. So we want to hit all of them. And then when we raise up on this one, we actually want to go to the left here. And on this rock here, we can push up even further. Then we can head through here. And to the meter upgrade where we can get shot. Now we can head down and collect the currency. Take out these guys. Then we can head up here, and we'll have another guy to take out. And then we just have to go up this platform. And then we can do the glitch here. Don't forget to activate your saving grace. It's a little bit harder because it's one of the longer falls. But once you get it, we can raise up here, and then we can actually use the tree here to raise ourselves up. And then you gotta very carefully come over to the side here, and you can use the actual tree tops to raise you up. We want to try and make it so we get onto the platforms because they will push us up. So the trick for that is to hold in a charge shot, move away from them, and when you come in, get them with a charge shot quickly. Then we want to use this platform to raise us up. We just have to wait for him to raise us up a little bit. Then we can bump ourselves up on the planner. Once you do that, we can run through the course again. And then we just have to wait to be hit by the moving robot. Collect the currency and then we can exit. So we want to exit so we can buy some more saving grace because we only have one since we used 2 in that level. There's no mini boss in this one, there's just the main boss. So once we do level 2 we'll be straight on to level 3 and then the boss. We want to use a saving grace straight away. The main reason we used the saving grace straight away is, even though we have to go a little bit of a distance, we won't get too much damage done, because we have to take out a fair few amount of enemies. So we just have to wait for this thing. Once it goes invisible, you can jump through. Activate the save point. And if you want a higher spot to do it from, you can do it here. If you want a lower spot, you want to go down here. I prefer the lower spot, but I will show you the higher spot in a sec. So the lower spot will be here when you fall here. That pretty much activates it so that you will always appear there. But if you do it from here, that's how long the fall is. That's why I prefer this one, because the fall, as you can see here, it's not as long. Once you get it, so you just want to race through. Right here we just have to wait for the robots to come to hit us. I'm going to carefully make your way over here, and you'll get the special zone. So this one's probably one of the easier special zones. We just want to fall down from the start. And once you're in the glitch, you need to just raise yourself up a little bit and match it with this platform here. Once you've matched it like so, we can just run to the end. And just like so, you'll be done. So we want to activate the feather, but don't bother about doing the glitch. Just wait for me to catch up, because I forgot one of the enemies that spawns, and even though I get it, he knocks me out of it pretty much straight away. So we will do it in a different spot. Unfortunate. We just have to head over this way. And we can do it here. And then you've got to be quick here. So you want to race through. And if you land about here before he gets you, you'll be safe. And then we can continue on. And then here we have a little trick just to get us straight to the end. Once you get it, we can just race straight to the exit. And then we can just stand where the thing is, boom, straight in the exit. So now we're on to the third level, and we need to exit again because we need one more feather. So you want to go to the item lab and restock your feathers. Then we can go back to the third level. The first part's a little bit tricky because we will need an enemy to follow us, so you won't have much time to get back into the glitch because we do get knocked down. It's possible not to get knocked down, but I just had some bad luck. So for this one it'll be 2 feathers, and if you don't get knocked down for the one part, you won't have to worry too much about the bad guys getting to you too early. So you want to raise yourself up slightly using the planter. And then when we want to head this way, so when you go to this, you want to go all the way on the left or all the way on the right. I decided to go on the right and was caught. You can make it through though. We're trying to beat the robots, so I'm not worried about damage too much. So when we get up to here, we want to fall down and do the glitch. Just be careful of the robots on you. As you can see, they were fairly close. So right here while we wait for them, we can just take out these three. And with one left, just let him hit you into the checkpoint. Special zone though, so we want to go into that. So for this one, we want to go up here. It's sort of like a two-parter because we have to get knocked out of it and then go back into it, but we want to activate it. And then we want to head this way. Raise ourselves up. And then we just want to go to the edge of this. And that'll knock us out of it. And then right here we can do it again. And now we can go to the meter upgrade. Let the enemies knock us down into it. So we want to hit the feather. This will be the second one. That was also the last special zone, so congratulations. So we just have to make our way through the level. And we'll be doing it about 3 times in total, so this is the second time. We just want to fall off here and do it. Come over here and activate the enemy once he spawns. And unfortunately he can't shoot us over here, would be the perfect situation if he could shoot us here. So what we have to do is let him shoot us here and hope that we land on one of the cars. And if it doesn't work, you still spawn here, so it's not a big deal. Then we can head this way. So the bad guy that spawns here, it's one of those circles that will keep respawning him, so even if you destroy him, he will respawn. Then we want to use the distance to destroy these two so the black hole doesn't get us. Let this drop so that we can jump up. And then when we get up here, we will be able to activate the glitch. I have to do it twice because I accidentally hit the jump pad the first time, which is fine, because it gives me a chance to kill the enemy there anyway. I don't know where the actual activation point is for it to pull you back up, so I like to run around the whole thing, and then once I've collected some coins here, and then you can go to the exit. So now we're on the boss fight, so we want to leave. And we want to buy a few things before the boss fight. So we want to buy the H capsule and the E capsule. I also buy a saving grace just cause. And then we can do the last boss fight. So the health you want to save till the second part of the fight. And the E capsule, you can either use it at the start of the fight or you can use it at the end of the fight. It'll refill your charge blast. And the saving grace you can just use if you want to for fun. So basically you want to use a charge shot on him, but not when he's got the circle of flame. And you want to just try and avoid his attacks. He'll do this one where it's like circles. Here I was attacking him, not really paying attention. I don't recommend doing that. That ate up a lot of my health. This is a good chance to do LB and A, but you do gotta move away before those orbs get you. So right here I used my health because of my mistake I did earlier, but thankfully it was the second part of the fight, so we're all good.
Impenetrable. It's absorbing my every attack.
Again, when he's in this form, just focus on dodging, we can't hit him. You can charge up so that way when he's out of it, we can get a shot in straight away. And that finishes him off, nice and simple.
Target immobilized.
Not so fast, cabron! You're mine!
And right here is our 1000G. Congratulations, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.